Hi everyone, this is Mina here, and the purpose of this live is that I want to talk about my Christmas wish for the sports journalists in Guyana. And the reason for me wanting to express my views on this subject matter is my experience with the recent concluded National Sports Championship. So, my Christmas wish for the sports journalists here in Guyana is there are three things. The first thing is that I think that they need Benadryl for their they seem to have a allergy. They seem to have an allergy for publishing Indo-Guyanese names and faces. They seem to have an allergy. So I'd request some Benadryl for them. Secondly, I'll request that they get some computers, because it seems that they can't make changes to names when they have them wrong. And thirdly, I request for them to have a manual on the sports journalism ethics. So those are my main concern. And the reason for me saying this is that, let's start with my son's name. I made a request. My son participated in the recent National School Championship, and it was for swimming. Now, I request for them to kindly correct his name. They spell his name wrong. I was told that it was submitted like that to the technical committee, and they cannot change the name. Okay, why is that so? Are they writing on a stone tablet that they cannot change the name for my son and put the correct name? We live in a society where people are accustomed to Indo-Guyanese name. We're a mixed culture. Why is it that we cannot do such things? So they left his name wrong. It's on his ID card. It's unfortunate that you can't see it because it was wet, but they spell his name wrong. I asked for it to be changed. I guess they are using a tablet, stone tablet, so it couldn't be changed. Okay, that's one thing. Now, if you check the Ministry of Education Facebook page, you will see as if they highlighted all the athletes. But you know what? They didn't highlight my son at all. When people do sports and they've accomplished something, they want to be highlighted, they want to be recognized. And to be fair, when you're doing sport journalism, you have to do it fairly across the board. Let me say this. You have to be fair and report unbiased. And it appears to me that some people, they're allergic to Indo-Guyanese name and Indo-Guyanese faces. And if you think I'm wrong, please look in the media. Look at the Ministry of Education Facebook page. Now, let me show you why I am upset. My son is the champion for the boys under 16 swimming. He got first for all his races. He got 3 medals. He swam 3 races and he got 3 firsts. He got first for all his races. But not once in the media they have ever mentioned his name. I've seen them take pictures out. They have whatever, but nothing. There's no name for him. There is no picture, nothing. But they put every other sports people. Okay, look here, 3 medals. This is just concluded. This was just done at the National Aquatic Center about a week or a few days ago. So he's a national champion for boys for under 16. He tied with another guy. Okay, they interviewed the other guy, but they didn't interview him or put a picture up. Okay, and I want to show you the reason I'm upset. It's not the first time. Look here. He was champion boy before the pandemic. They did not put anything. They did not put anything in the news about him. Here it is, proof. So my thing is that, are they allergic to Indo-Guyanese faces or Indo-Guyanese names? That they can't change it when there's a mistake? That they can't publish their name, name and pictures like they do for all the others all the other athletes? You understand me? And people don't seem to understand the ethics about sport journalism. They don't understand that they ought to be ethical. Now, those are some of the things I want to say. But sport journalists, okay, they need an entire course or manual or to revisit or to learn or renew themselves. Because let me read this for them. Sport journalists have an ethical obligation to provide citizens and consumers with fair and balanced reporting. They have to highlight students' achievements across the board. Don't highlight some students and leave some. You understand me? When you do things like that, you are opening the door into a different direction. And I don't have to read it or spell it out for you. You just go to the Ministry of Education Facebook page and you will see all the evidence there that there was not one mention of my son as a champion, his name or anything like that. And if we allow this to go on, this is how systematic corruption happens in sport. There is systematic corruption all over it. In politics, education, research, everything. So if we continue like this, we're going to have systematic corruption in sports. Because when you look at it, in a democracy, you are supposed to have highlighted, especially the minority of the race that does the least sports, you're supposed to highlight everybody. But no. And because of this, there is going to be a lack of credibility in journalism. And it must be fair to the athlete who has worked hard, their parent, their coaches, and everybody who made a sacrifice for them to succeed in their athletic endeavors. They must be treated with respect. We continue to treat our athletes like trash in this country. Let me give you a good example. Yesterday was the last day for the National Schools Championship at the Lenora Track and Field Stadium. Now, I took my kid out to get some food, and we were late because there is no schedule. They give you no schedule as when they're doing what. So now a call came and say, okay, they'll be giving out gold medals. Now I wanted to, it's a bit long distance to reach in time. I asked the guy at the entrance, I said, can I drive in my son and I'll drive it back? He's like, no. And he was very harsh, but I didn't want to argue with anybody then. Anyway, I followed the rules and my son walked in. I backed out. But do you know what happened? People of a different set of skin color on motorcycles in a gang were allowed to ride in and park. But me, like this, my skin, I don't know if it's my skin color or what. You understand me? I was not allowed to even drop my son in the compound. So he's gonna reach whatever faster. That said and done, I don't know, you judge for yourself, but let's be fair. Discrimination, racism, whether it's systematic, whatever, it's all over the place. Okay? But what I'm not going to stand up is to see our critical areas such as sports and education be infiltrated with people who are either bad-minded, they don't know the purpose, or they don't love the job, or they either bad-minded, or they don't simply they simply want to discriminate. And like I said, my wish for them this Christmas, for the people in the pipeline of sports journalism and in the Ministry of Education, social media managers, and whoever are responsible, let them get a manual on journalism, sports journalism ethics. Let them get computers so that they can make changes when they make spelling of people's name wrong. You understand me? And let them get best on Benadryl, so that if they have allergies to Indo-Guyanese, showing Indo-Guyanese in sports and publishing their names, let them get some Benadryl for that. And that is what I wanted to say and express today, because there must be accountability in sport journalism in this country. You must be fair. You must be fair when you are reporting on students' achievements. Don't be biased. And next thing is that they don't have a itinerary or a program. Up to now, I cannot see the swimming champion trophy for my son. I can't see it. I haven't got a message, or I don't know, whatever, because he waited whole day yesterday for the trophy, right? And he came home around 8 o'clock last night. Not everybody could stay at the track and field stadium 11 o'clock, or whichever time you decide that you want to share out the trophy. It must be properly planned and organized. When I turned up yesterday, I was told to turn up for a trophy and medals yesterday. They were still conducting at 12:30 in my previous video I mentioned. They were still conducting races. People have things to do. I have things to do. People have things to do. They can't sit and waste their time you think you can waste other people's time at your women fancy. So this is one thing that I want to mention, and my Christmas wish for people is that sport journalism, the people who are conducting sport journalism, they need to be accountable. They need to be held accountable. Students, when they're highlighting students' achievement, do it across the board. Do it across the board. Don't be biased. Don't discriminate. This is a democratic society. And that is what I wanted to talk about today. And if you want to see the proof, go to the Ministry of Education Facebook page, and you will see that not my son's name nor his picture is up there for being swimming. And you guys know that swimming is such a critical sport. He won all his gold medals, all his races. Swimming is such a critical sport in this country. And you know what? The three hardest thing: backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. The evidence is on my YouTube channel. The evidence of the sport journalists having allergies to Indo-Guyanese face or names or something is on the Ministry of Education Facebook page. Go and look for yourself. Not his name or his face was ever mentioned in this entire swim meet. So that is all I have to say. We need unbiased reporting. Thank you very much. And I do hope that Santa give the sport journalists in this country a manual on sport ethics, computers so that they could change athlete's name when they have it spelled wrong, and some Benadryl if they're if Indo-Guyanese name, if they're allergic to Indo-Guyanese names and face in sports. Thank you very much, everyone.